Now, let's go to this other aspect. Let's leave the political aspect. Now, I asked earlier, what exactly are the things we need to put in place as a nation, as a people, so that we can keep improving our rating? We have institutions already. So it's not just that we don't have institutions. Yes. What are those specific things we should begin to put in place?
Okay, you say we should not put politics. I want to say less diverse politics from governance. So I think I will skip that.
No, you can go ahead.
All right. So because everything here is mostly done politically, it's something that we have to stop. I spoke the other day about the Oransai report. This is something we have to look at. We have an institution for almost everything. You have for sugar, you have for this, you have for that. These are things that we have to look at. And then there is this constitutional provision that I think needs to be revisited. First by the National Assembly and then by the State Houses of Assembly, because we look at it as something that promotes inclusion. But in the real sense, it only promotes wastages of government. You have a provision that says every state must have a minister. This is very, very much wrong. And then as a result now, not that every state has a minister, some have two. And then we have about 48 number of ministers, which is unprecedented. So I'm trying to build on where this contributes in terms of corruption.
So how does that contribute to corruption if every state has its own minister?
One, we are talking about spending in governance now, which is very high. And then for a country where every public office is considered to be corrupt, even if the corruption is one that is justified by law, because some of the things the Western countries look at us in part of is the way we pay salary and then allowances to these political office holders. A minister now can have a salary that is very low. But if you put his allowances now together, there's going to be some thousands times of what the basic salary is. So just take those things and then forget about maybe if there is even any level of corruption that is done intentionally on his part. Then you look at cars that they keep buying every year, putting them in budget and then selling them to themselves. You have agencies, all these agencies that mostly we don't even need, that should ordinarily be offices in some ministries, having budgets for cars, having budgets for all sorts of travels. You have the space agency building boreholes in terms of projects. These are things that you have to categorize them as corruption.
Well, concerns surround the management of the recovered assets and these stolen funds, undermining, the anti-corruption fight. Beyond periodic reports, what recommendations can improve the management, particularly for repatriated funds like, the Abacha loot?
Okay, I think if we can put these monies now, recovered assets, back to promoting maybe the SDGs, that's one. And then we have critical sectors that are highly underfunded. You have education, you have health. In terms of funding for the health, is actually even the worst in terms of, if you look at the doctor to patient ratio, it's very low. And then medical, this in tourism now, people have to go abroad to get all these services. So if we can channel these things into building 1, 2, 3 world-class hospitals, in especially Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, these are the places that people mostly go to in terms of accessing high-quality services. It can go a long way in that. But the major aspect now is we have to have a transparent and accountable process of bringing back these recovered assets into the country, because we have had instances of recovered loot being relooted again. So these are things we have to look at. And then I have to say we have to keep an eye on the judiciary as well. Keep encouraging the judiciary and then keep working towards making the judiciary fully autonomous, because as far as we are concerned, the current setup doesn't allow the judiciary to be fully independent. And in terms of the fight against corruption, the judiciary is as important as the anti-corruption agencies that we have.